Okay, so this is how to make a leaf. It's beautiful little curved leaf, nice little leaves. You can also totally use this as like a petal if you wanted to like make it into a circle. I am using them as leaves right now, but you can see it's a nice little design. I just thought of something to make. And it looks like this. A little bit. I've got smaller ones, 1 second. You know what I'm about to make? Look at these tiny guys. Anywho, we're gonna make leaves. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is a chain 10 if you want to make one of these bigger leaves. I am making the bigger ones because they're a little easier. Also, this thing has a terrible time focusing on what I'm doing. Give me a second. Focus on my hands. Focus on my hands. Focus on my hands. Okay, so it's 1, 2. Okay, chain 10. Then you do a slip knot into the, I don't really know all the names of the knots, by the way. So you do a slip knot into the first. And then you do a loop, pull through, loop and pass all the way through. Then you do a full one of these stitches where a loop passed through and then another loop like this. I know that's a proper chain. It's a proper river. Then you loop it twice. Pass through, loop, pull through those first 2 loops. Loop again, pass through those next 2. Loop again, pass through the last 2. Then you do that last one again where you have 2 on there. Pull it through this chain. Loop 1, pass it through 2. Loop 1, pass through 2. Loop 1, pass through 2. Then you do a single. You're going to single hole 1 again, which is the loop, pass through 2, loop, pass through 2. Then we're going to loop it once, pass through, loop it, and then pull through all of them. Then you go do I think this is a half stitch, and then a slip. See, I know the names of some of them, I think there's a double chain in there somewhere. And then after that slip, you got yourself a leaf. You got yourself a leaf. And it's a perfect shape leaf for certain things. I am making roses, actually. 1 second. Roses. See, they got these little leaves. I think this is a shorter version. I can't remember how many I did on these. Oh, no, those are definitely shorter. Oh, or that could be because of the yarn. Sometimes, okay, cool thing. Sometimes, depending on what your yarn is made out of and how thin or thick it is, how squishy, your tensile strength, I think is what that's called. Depending on the tensile strength of the string, the exact same number of stitches can be bigger or smaller. So you have to take that into consideration. Obviously, you can see that when you're like dealing with something like the super plush, like these I am a lady, I don't cuss. Like these big plush yarns, You know, these you obviously can see that, you know, 10 of these is a huge difference between 10 of these smaller yarns. 10 stitches, you know. So, but even that, even something that looks like you can use, like you can use the exact same hook, for instance, because it's a softer type of yarn, it makes a different size, you know, in the end. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. See these? Oh, these look about the same. It's very close. It's very close. But this one definitely is a little bit bigger. Anyway, now you know how to make a leaf. You can downscale that if you want to make it smaller. Leave out some of the side ones. But you want to, when you're making a leaf, when you're making any kind of curved thing, you want to be gradual with your number of stitches, with the increases and the decreases. This is when you're making your own little patterns. For instance, this leaf is my own. This is my own pattern leaf, right? This one, these little small leaves are very similar to the big leaf, except instead it's a slip stitch, one of those little loop, pull through, pull all the way through, and then a hole stitch, and then that little 3, the one that pulls through 3 times. I only do that one time, and then I go into a half hole stitch or whatever it's called, the same one that's over here, and then, but that's it. So it's like, it's a combination of them, but it makes a slightly different kind of shape in the end. You can see it makes it a little bit of a different shape, but it's still very much a leaf. You can still very much tell it's a leaf, especially when you throw it on something like a rose. There's no question. By the way, love this. By the way, if you like my rose, I am gonna make a video on how to make roses. I think I've been making them for Valentine's Day. I've got an event coming up, and I hope to sell a few of them. Anyway, subscribe for more. I'm gonna be, I think, showing how to crochet more because I've been doing it for 23 years. I'm 30. So I hate to age myself, but I've been doing it for 23 years. I can show you a thing or two, maybe not. I've been doing it since I was 7, yes, actually, maybe younger. I remember sitting in the DMV when I was a kid, and this old lady talked to my dad. She's like, "How you got them to crochet? You're so young. Wow, that's impressive." And it's like, anyway, like and subscribe.